The lecture hall fell silent as Professor Cameron smirked at Darius Johnson. Your father directs Pentagon intelligence? Please, let's maintain academic integrity in my classroom. Students erupted in laughter as Darius's face burned with humiliation. He knew the truth, but how could he prove it when his father's career depended on discretion? Darius Johnson had always stood out at Westridge University. As one of few black students in the prestigious national security program, he faced constant scrutiny despite maintaining a 4.0 GPA. Professor Richard Cameron, with his silver hair and tailored suits, was the program's most celebrated faculty member. Former State Department, rumored CIA connections, and clear disdain for students he deemed unworthy. Top students get scrutinized more heavily. Darius's father had warned when he'd been accepted, "Keep conversations about my work vague. Trust me on this." Darius had promised, never expecting today's disaster. The professional influence's presentation seemed innocuous enough. Students discussed how their parents' careers shaped their academic interests. Tyler Reynolds boasted about his father's diplomatic corps position, while Sophia Klein detailed her mother's defense contractor role. Both received appreciative nods from Professor Cameron. When Darius's turn came, he hesitated. "My father works at the Pentagon in intelligence operations," he stated simply, planning to focus on ethics discussions they'd shared, never specifics. "Intelligence operations?" Cameron interrupted, eyebrow raised. "What exactly does that entail?" "He's the Deputy Director of Special Intelligence Division." Darius answered reluctantly. The professor's laugh cut through the room. "Deputy Director? Mr. Johnson, fabricating government credentials is actually a federal offense." He turned to the class with theatrical disappointment. This is why verifiable sources matter in national security studies. Whispers rippled through the lecture hall. "Classic affirmative action case," someone muttered just loudly enough to hear. Darius gripped the podium, stomach churning. "Sir, I'm not fabricating anything." "Your continued insistence is concerning," Cameron replied coldly. "Perhaps focus on achievable goals rather than fantasy careers for your family members. Next presenter, please." Humiliated, Darius returned to his seat. As the next student presented, he discreetly texted his father. "Professor publicly called me a liar about your job. Parents' Day is Friday. I understand if you can't come." In a secure Pentagon conference room, Marcus Johnson frowned at the message illuminating his phone. 12 officials waited as he excused himself briefly. At 53, Marcus had navigated countless intelligence crises, but his son's text triggered an immediate protective response. His aide approached cautiously. "Sir, we need to resume the briefing." "Schedule change, Janet." Marcus decided. "I'll be attending Westridge University's Parents' Day Friday." Janet's expression showed immediate concern. "Sir, your schedule has 3 classified briefings, and all of which can be handled by Deputy Rivera." Marcus interrupted. "My son needs me. There are security protocols, sir. Your position requires advance notice for public appearances, security sweeps." "Then get the team moving now," Marcus replied. "This takes priority." Back at Westridge, Parents' Day preparations filled the campus. Banners welcomed families, and departments organized special presentations. Professor Cameron's National Security Panel discussion was highlighted as featuring distinguished alumni and government officials. Darius hadn't heard back from his father except a brief, "Received your message." He assumed that meant Marcus couldn't attend, given the security restrictions. Meanwhile, Cameron had referenced the Pentagon fantasy twice more during lectures, using it as an example of emotional fabrications undermining analytical integrity. "He's not coming, is he?" asked Lisa, Darius's study partner and only friend in the program. "Doubtful," Darius replied, attempting nonchalance. His position limits public appearances. "That makes Cameron even more of a jerk for highlighting it," she said supportively. Darius nodded, noticing an unusual number of maintenance workers installing equipment around campus. One man in a telephone company uniform seemed oddly focused on the building's security cameras. Friday morning arrived with unexpected tension in Professor Cameron's classroom. Security personnel had appeared at campus entrances, and rumors spread about VIP visitors. Cameron himself seemed distracted as he prepared his presentation space, repeatedly checking the guest list. "Quite the security presence today," he commented to the department secretary. "Is the governor visiting?" "Not that I'm aware of," she replied. "But several departments have guests requiring protocols." The auditorium filled with proud parents and nervous students. Darius sat alone near the back, trying to ignore the empty seat beside him. Professor Cameron took the stage with his customary confidence. "Welcome to Westridge's National Security Program Showcase," he began smoothly. "We pride ourselves on preparing students for the reality of America's defense infrastructure, emphasizing factual analysis and academic integrity." His eyes found Darius in the crowd, a small smirk forming. Some fields require absolute commitment to verifiable truth. Fantasy has no place in national security. The auditorium doors opened, causing Cameron to pause mid-sentence. Two suited men with earpieces entered, scanning the room before nodding toward the doorway. Marcus Johnson walked in, accompanied by 4 additional security personnel. Unlike the rumpled academics filling the room, he carried himself with unmistakable authority. His tailored dark suit couldn't hide his military bearing, and a high-level security badge displayed prominently at his chest caused immediate murmurs throughout the audience. Professor Cameron froze mid-gesture, recognition and shock washing over his face as Marcus approached the front row. "I apologize for interrupting," Marcus stated, his voice carrying effortlessly. "Please continue, Professor Cameron." Cameron swallowed visibly. "You're Deputy Director Johnson?" "I am," Marcus confirmed, taking a seat beside a grinning Darius. "Though that's actually not why I'm here today." A staff member hurried to whisper something in Cameron's ear, causing Professor's face to pale further. "Ladies and gentlemen," Cameron announced, voice slightly strained, "we're honored to have Deputy Director Marcus Johnson joining us unexpectedly. Perhaps he would share a few words about the actual work of intelligence operations." Marcus approached the podium with calm authority. "Thank you, Professor. While I'd be delighted to discuss my role as Darius's father, I'm actually here on official business as well." He turned to address the audience directly. "Westridge's computer systems were compromised last week by a foreign intelligence operation. My team detected unusual data transfers from the university network to servers associated with known hostile actors." The university president, seated in the front row, stood in alarm. "Why weren't we notified immediately?" "Because we needed to trace the source," Marcus explained. "The breach specifically targeted research from several departments, including national security studies." His gaze shifted meaningfully to Cameron, particularly materials from Professor Cameron's restricted archives on former intelligence operations. Cameron's face drained of all color as he realized the implications. "My archives are secure behind university firewalls. How could they possibly?" "The same way most security breaches occur," Marcus interrupted. "Someone with legitimate access made a mistake. Your teaching assistant opened a sophisticated phishing email that installed monitoring software, giving access to everything he could access." The room erupted in concerned murmurs as university officials huddled in urgent discussion. Security personnel were already moving to secure computer stations throughout the building. As the initial shock subsided, Marcus approached Cameron privately. "Your security clearance was revoked 5 years ago for a reason, Professor. Continuing to store classified material for your memoirs is both illegal and dangerous." "How long have you known about me?" Cameron asked quietly. "Since my son enrolled," Marcus replied. Imagine my surprise when Darius mentioned the famous Professor Cameron was teaching his introductory course. The same Cameron whose arrogance compromised an operation in Ankara and got 2 agents captured. "That was never proven," Cameron hissed. "We don't need proof to revoke clearance when lives are at stake," Marcus countered. "But that's not why I'm here today." His voice hardened. "You publicly humiliated my son because you couldn't imagine a black man holding my position. That speaks volumes about why you failed in actual intelligence work, where seeing beyond prejudice is essential." 2 weeks later, Westridge University announced significant changes. An external security team had completed a comprehensive audit of their systems. Professor Cameron had taken indefinite sabbatical, while the university implemented mandatory bias training for all faculty. Darius found himself receiving newfound respect from classmates who had previously dismissed him. During their weekly dinner, he asked his father the question that had been bothering him. Did security breach really bring you to campus that day, or was that just to save me from embarrassment? Marcus smiled. Intelligence work teaches you to accomplish multiple objectives simultaneously, son. The breach was real. We've been tracking it for days. Your text just accelerated our timeline. Thanks for showing up, Darius said quietly. Some things matter more than protocols, Marcus replied. But the look on Cameron's face when I walked in, that was just a bonus. The incident sparked important conversations across campus about assumptions, bias, and appearances. Sometimes vindication arrives dramatically, but its lessons should resonate quietly every day in how we judge others. Have you ever been wrongly judged based on assumptions about your family or background? Share your experiences in the comments below. Remember that challenging stereotypes often requires courage, but the truth has a way of revealing itself at the perfect moment.